So we brought to you Bowman Brothers Small Batch. Now we bring to you Cleveland Whiskey's Bridge of Maine, finished in toasted white oak. Now, this is our Source and Certified series where we tell you which Source and Certified bourbons from ABC are worth your money. So let's whisker into the details. So let's talk about bourbon.
Oh, bourbon, oh, bourbon.
Now, for a bourbon to be considered a bourbon, it has to be made in the USA.
USA! USA!
It has to have a mash bill of at least 51% corn. It has to have these proof requirements, and it has to be aged in new charred oak barrels with no flavoring or coloring added. No catnip allowed. Sorry, Fendi. Cleveland Whiskey totes the line of this definition, since the rules don't say how long the bourbon needs to stay in the new charred oaked barrel. They just pour their White Dog bourbon into the barrel and pour it right out into steel drums, where they chop up the barrel and then they seal it up. Then with their pressure age process, they can age their bourbon faster than Fendi running for a food bowl. Supposedly, they can accomplish what years of being in a warehouse does to a bourbon. All right, let's dive into this bourbon. It's 51% corn, just enough to make it a bourbon. It's 45% wheat and 4% malted barley. Now, it's bottled at 90 proof, and I'm excited to try this bourbon because personally, I think I like wheated bourbons. But, I got to try more so I can find that out for myself. But I am also intrigued about this pressure age process. Now, is it going to be a revolutionary whisker licking experience? Or is it going to be a tail spinning flop? Well, let's pour a sip and find out. All right, I got my Maverick Whiskey Glencairn. That smells really good. Now this is delicious. The nose is very enjoyable. You get that vanilla, that caramel, that apple. It's like a caramel apple covered in nuts. On the taste, that sweetness carries on the tongue, and that creamy, velvety apple pie, like bacon spice. In the finish, it is strong, but it doesn't linger like the Bowman Brothers. It's strong. You get that younger taste, but it gives a nice medium finish, and it's a pleasant linger. Now, this reminds me of an apple pie, and it reminds me of a story at an old station that I used to work at. Now, at the station, we had snacks. We had all kind of snacks, like chips, candy bars, sodas, anything you need. And when you buy a snack, you just put it in a little red hydrant that they had there. Now, one of the snacks that they had was an apple pie. And now the person that had kind of got this snack thing together, he was kind of trying to sling those pies. He was trying to sell them. So he was just like, hey man, those pies are delicious. What you do is you take it and you put it in a microwave for 8 seconds, no more, no less, and then have it with some vanilla ice cream. And I tried it, And ever since then, everyone knew Steven was hooked on them apple pies and ice cream. Apple pie for 8 seconds with ice cream on top. And that's what this reminds me of. It reminds me of an apple pie. And with that vanilla, you get that ice cream flavor. This is really good. Go buy you some. Bridge of Maine, I would give it a 4 out of 5 beans. So there you have it, Bridge of Maine by Cleveland Whiskey. Now, they might be onto something. For this to be aged and as young as it is, it tastes like your typical bourbon, your typical wheated bourbon. Now, I am excited to try some of their other stuff. We have this one, the Cleveland 10th year anniversary. So we'll review this one next. And they also have one called the Underground. I want to get my hands on some of those. So you tell me, what do you think? You think I'm losing my mind? Or do you like this bottle as well? Are there other Cleveland whiskeys that I need to try? You let me know. And remember, if you like this content, if you learned something or you appreciate my content, just like and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next video.